What I would like to speak about today is letting your light shine, and where I'd like to turn for that is Matthew 5:14 through 16. In Matthew 5:14 through 16, it says, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all them that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good work, and glorify the Father which is in heaven." So starting in verse 14 there, it says, "You're the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid." So you imagine that mountain, and up upon that mountain there's a city, and maybe the street lights are on, maybe house lights are on, and everyone in the valley can see. They can still tell that city's up there if they look up. And then in verse 15 it says, "Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, that it giveth light unto all the house." So why would you light a candle? Is it just to hide it, or is it to give light? No, we light it so that we can see. God put the word in us, and it is like lighting that candle. We need to be shining, or else we are not doing the will of God. And it just says that in verse 16, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." So we must let our light shine. So how do we do this? Of course, there's two ways to let your light shine. You can either let it shine for Christians, and you can let it shine for God, or you can let it shine for the devil. But obviously, we're supposed to let it shine for God. If you turn to 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 4, that's where I would like to talk about a little bit today. 2 Corinthians 4:4. There it says, "In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them." So, the God of this world, the devil, has blinded the minds of people, and we need to be that light. We need to be showing them. But there close to the end of the verse, it says, "the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God." So the gospel of Christ is the light. And if we are letting God live in us, as it says in Galatians 2 and verse 20, Galatians 2:20, we all know it. It says, "I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life that I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me." So if Christ is the light, if Christ is light, and Christ is living in us, then we will be forced to shine. So there's two ways that I want to talk about that we can do this. And first off, it's by teaching. We must teach the word. Mark 16 and verse 15 says that. In Mark 16:15, there it says, "And he said unto them, Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature." So we must teach the word. And if the word is light, then by teaching it, we are showing the light. We are showing God, and we are showing Christ. The next way is we must act. As it said, a city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. If we, just us living in the world, people should know that we are Christians by letting our light shine. And in 1 Thessalonians 5:22, 1 Thessalonians 5:22, there it says, "Abstain from all appearances of evil." Why would we need to abstain from all appearances of evil? Is it because nobody's going to see us, so it doesn't matter? No. He says to abstain from it, and that's because people are watching us. We need to be showing that right Christian light. You need to watch out what you're doing. So ultimately, we all need to show our light and do it for God. God wants us to show him. God wants us to be Christ-like and be like him. And we need to be always shining. It doesn't matter who we're around, whether we're around Christians or whether we're around the world. We need to be shining. You don't know who you're around. You could be the only Bible that somebody ever reads. Do you want it to be a false teaching? Thank you for your time.